Kia ora, I'm Andrew Wright and I'm the Terminals Program Manager for the iRex project. As part of the project, the terminals in Picton and Wellington need to be completely redeveloped. The iRex project also includes procuring 2 new rail-enabled ships. The new ships will be much larger and much more capable than the existing fleet. These terminals are busy places with lots of activities occurring in different places, so there's special requirements you need to know to keep yourself and others safe. Enjoy the induction and keep safe. Mā te wā.
Kia ora and welcome to the Kiwi Rail and Inter-Islander Resilient Connection Project, or iRex for short. This is the induction video for the Kiwi Rail and Inter-Islander Wellington terminal. Please pay attention to the following. It will tell you what you need to know to stay safe while on site. Visitor sign-in. As part of this project, you'll be working either inside the Wellington terminal or within the rail corridor. When arriving on site, you must sign in at the reception area for the area you are working in. This will either be the reception area of the Wellington Freight Yard, the Inter-Islander Ticket Office, or the gatehouse of the container transfer site. A member of the Kiwi Rail protection team will meet you on site. If required, they will ensure that you have the appropriate form of rail protection for the work you are doing. They will be your guide while on site. Zero harm. Kiwi Rail and Inter-Islander are committed to zero harm to staff, contractors and the environment. Everyone needs to work together, communicate effectively and know their responsibilities. Please follow all rules and procedures while on site, as they are there to keep you safe. Personal protective equipment. The following personal protective equipment is required while on site. Steel-capped lace-up safety boots, elbow to ankle body cover clothing, eye protection, orange high visibility clothing with reflective stripes. A hard hat must be worn at all times, preferably white but no green or red. Sun protection. Hearing protection must be available. Gloves must be available. Other PPE may be required depending on the task you are undertaking. Risks and hazards. A hazard is something that, if not controlled, could cause harm to people, the environment, or equipment. Hazards and risks that are part of your work must be identified, assessed, and controlled. Everyone on site must be aware of the hazards. If you note a hazard on site, inform your supervisor immediately, and if you can, take steps to remove the hazard or reduce the risk. Trains. Trains run on rails. They cannot swerve to avoid you and they can't stop quickly. This is an operational terminal. Trains can operate in either direction at any time on the track. Rail protection may be required for work close to the rail corridor. Keep clear of the railway at all times unless instructed otherwise by your Kiwi Rail guide. Phones and mobile devices. Do not walk while talking on your phone. Ensure devices are only used in a safe area. Vehicles. This is a road ferry terminal and there will be operational vehicles, cars, trucks and camper vans driving in the yard. It is important to keep to designated walkways where possible. Forklifts have the right of way in freight terminals. Remain alert at all times. Be aware and adhere to any set speed limits. Vehicles should have headlights on while on site and drivers must stay with their truck during loading and unloading procedures. Reverse parking applies within the terminal. Please ensure you can exit your car park in a forward direction. Overhead and underground power. A permit to work is required for any work close to overhead power lines. In addition to overhead power, there are also buried services. A permit to dig is required before breaking ground. People and plant. Only operate tools, machinery or plant that you are trained or licensed to use. Separate people and plant where possible. Set up exclusion zones around excavators and plant. If you need to enter the swing area of an excavator, get permission from the mobile plant controller or machine operator and follow their directions. Fitness for work. Kiwi Rail and Inter-Islander have a fitness for work policy. You are expected to arrive at work in a fit and healthy state that does not put you or other workers at risk. This is a drug and alcohol-free workplace. You must not be affected by drugs or alcohol. Tell your supervisor if you are on medication that may affect your safety or concentration. Fatigue management guidelines require that planned work shifts are no greater than 12 hours. Working at height. Make sure that there are fall prevention measures in place when working at height. Work with approved height equipment and be careful with ladders. Inter-Islander. As part of the iRex project, you may also be working at the Inter-Islander terminal. Your KiwiRail guide will be your first point of contact for anything you require while on site. For any work within the Inter-Islander operation area, you will be required to sign in at the Inter-Islander ticket office. There are additional hazards to be aware of when working in the Inter-Islander area, such as wharf edges and mooring operations. Additional PPE may also be required, such as personal flotation devices. Your site guide will brief you further on specific hazards and PPE requirements for the area you are working in. Pre-start meetings. Each team working on the project must start the shift with a pre-start safety briefing. The pre-start briefing ensures everyone working on site is briefed on what work is being undertaken, the hazards and the risk controls that need to be followed to prevent harm. Items to cover at your briefings include the job details, any new or unusual hazards, emergency procedures, the locations of first aid kits, fire extinguishers and defibrillators, permits to work required such as permit to dig. If the work changes, review and rebrief the team. Once work is completed for the day, have a debrief to cover off what went well and what could be done better. Environmental management. KiwiRail and Inter-Islander environmental policy places a responsibility on everyone to look after the environment. This transport network runs through many stunning areas of natural beauty, and it's our role to be a kaitiaki for this environment. Protect drains and waterways from pollution caused by the work. Install silt controls and make sure you have bunding around any hazardous liquids stored on site. Make sure you have spill kits available and the right PPE to deal with the spilled material. If you do have a spill, promptly clean it up so it doesn't run into drains. Take time to read and understand your site environmental management plan. Incident reporting. If you have an incident or accident on site, including environmental incidents, you must report this to your supervisor and site guide immediately. Report all incidents, including close calls, to allow for measures to be put in place to prevent more serious incidents and injuries. Questionnaire. As part of the induction, you will now be required to undertake a brief questionnaire. Thanks for your time. We look forward to having you as part of the iRex team.